All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Ready. All right, here we go. All right, I am here today with Dena Adams. Hi, and Dena Adams is amazing. She is an educator, so she teaches our littles. So she has been a third grade teacher for
25 years.
5 years, which is phenomenal.
But I'm only 26, so.
Yep, I know, right? She started when she was 1. She looks great. And she's keeping her sanity about her right now during such a crazy time that we are in. So we are in this whole respiratory threat of ordeal crisis, if you will, going around. And so we want to be able to protect our respiratory efforts. So Dena and I are going to be talking about some of the highlights that we have used in the past to help support our respiratory system. Now, today we also have a BOGO. So we're gonna teach you some ways to utilize your BOGO to get the most out of these products that doTERRA is offering. Now they're a very generous company. They don't have to do these BOGOs. It's a buy one get one. Today is an even more generous deal where you buy one and you get 2 for free. So you buy a spearmint and that gets you a lemon and a eucalyptus for free, which is amazing. And I believe, do you know how much spearmint is? So like 28?
Yeah, I think it's like 28, and then you get the other 2 free, and lemons normally 11 wholesale, and eucalyptus is 17. So I think it works out to the same. You get $28 free when you spend.
Just so cool.
Yeah, it's an awesome deal.
So very cool. Yes. So let's talk about some of the ways that you're going to use these in a protocol. So did you know that you can use spearmint, lemon, and eucalyptus to support your health naturally? We're going to actually be talking about Boyd Truman's Symphony of the Cells technique. Now, we've also tweaked this technique just a little bit to incorporate some of these oils that we're going to be talking about today and how to use them for your extended benefit. Now, the reason that we do like to use this protocol is on your spine, you have what's called the spinal column. That spinal column must communicate with every single cell in your body. And so it's a great way to use that large nerve plexus as well that's attached to your spinal column to deliver information and messages that your cells are starving for. And so what that does is that helps your body be supported to heal itself. Okay. So these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. We're going to be talking about some of the ways that we use these in order to support our health and our family's health. Now, who would this be good for? This would be good for somebody who has asthma, bronchitis, congestion, croup, flu, influenza, laryngitis, pneumonia, rhinitis, sinus, anything to do with sinuses, strep, tonsillitis, breathing issues, cough, emphysema, respiratory issues, sinusitis, sore throat, things like ARDS, tuberculosis, COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, cystic fibrosis, pulmonary edema, and common colds. So who do you know that has any of these? Please feel free to share this video with them, tag them below, and let them know that we can help them. So what we actually do is we utilize this respiratory spinal technique and these essential oils listed below. So frankincense, we use a carrier oil, we use melaleuca, or some people call it tea tree oil. We use massage blend, we use respiratory blend, rosemary, eucalyptus, which eucalyptus is one of your BOGOs today, melissa, or you can use arbor vitae if you don't have melissa, and spearmint. And so we're going to be talking about those today, and how you are going to actually utilize this is you're going to place these oils along the spine. Now we want to start with 1 to 10 drops of essential oil of each of these oils or blends that we're talking about. So what you would do is you would have somebody laying flat, or you can do this up in a chair as well. with like maybe a shirt that's backwards, you would apply 1 to 10 drops of the essential oil down the middle of the spine. And then you're going to take your hands and you're going to move the oil across the shoulders, down the middle of the back, and across the hips. And then you're going to you'll have some on your hands. So then you're going to kind of just gently work that oil into the body, okay? And so you'll do this between each oil you'll apply and then gently rub in, apply, gently rub in. And what we call this is layering. Now, we get the question, can I put these all in a roller ball and get the same effect? You do not get the same effect. However, you can put them in a roller ball for in between the respiratory spinals that you're going to be doing or getting, okay? And so just a great way to allow each one of these oils to really sing the symphony in your cells, okay? And that is why it's called Symphony of the Cells. Yeah. We are going to be talking a little bit about frankincense. So frankincense is our first oil. This is going to be wonderful for memory support, focus, breathing, and respiratory support. So that's why it's listed as the #1 first oil that you're going to be using in this respiratory support technique. It also helps to support the mood. So if we're somebody who's suffering with low mood, it helps to lift us up. And it really helps to reduce stress in the body by targeting our DNA. Our DNA in our cells is very, very important. The DNA that is programmed into your cells tells your cells when to die. It also tells your cells when to replicate, how to replicate, and those kinds of things. Very, very important information is held in there. It's kind of like the brain's little computer, or the cell's little computer, and the brain of the whole operation, right? And so we want to make sure that our DNA is replicating and dying off when it's supposed to, when it's programmed into that cell. When a cell replicates like it just proliferates over and over and over again, that's where we would get something called cancer. So that programmed cell death has been removed and the cell just replicates over and over and over in a fashion that is not ideal. And we don't want that at all. So we want to help protect our cells against that function. We also want to reduce the appearance of aging and scarring as well. So it helps to do that. And it also helps with hormone, menstruation, helps prevent gas buildup as well. So promoting digestion is another one of the benefits that we see with frankincense. Dena, tell us a little bit about carrier oil and why we want to use that.
So after the frankincense, we want to apply a carrier oil. We prefer to use fractionated coconut oil because it absorbs nicely into your skin. It's molecularly made where it just absorbs very nicely. We use an MCT oil or fractionated coconut oil. The solids are removed, and it's something you can consume, so it's safe for your skin. But you can use, if you have olive oil or almond oil or avocado oil, you can use that as well, as long as it's one that's safe for our skin. But we want to put it in between because some of the oils that are going to come after this have a little more heat to them, and it helps us with that. Also, it just helps with absorption into the skin and into the spine. So after the frankincense, we want to put a carrier oil.
Yes, thank you so much. So very, very important, that carrier oil. Then we're going to move into melaleuca. Now, your oils do have orifice reducers on them, so you can take and tip and it'll drop those drops right onto the spine. Melaleuca, and we know this as tea tree oil as well, is not only great for the skin, but wonderful for the hair as well. So all those hair follicles and skin follicles on the back, they're getting really, really good information for your skin. So great for also acne. So if you have somebody that has back acne, wonderful to do this respiratory spinal and get those benefits as well. We've even used melaleuca for like ear infections. Very, very good at having its antiviral properties. So I've used melaleuca and tea tree for shingles. So if somebody has an outbreak of shingles, we want to crust those over and reduce the amount of outbreak that's happening. So we've used it in that instance as well. It's also a great insecticide and a stimulant, and so it stimulates circulation, helps to promote better circulation, and also has been really good for fungus as well. So if you know anybody that has any kind of like weird fungus stuff on their back as well, great for that. And we're going to use it for this respiratory spinal for any kind of cough, cold, or congestion, as well as a great stomach support too. So I love that you're getting like these multiple benefits, but we're targeting the respiratory system. However, these oils are going to extend vastly past all that and get to where they need to go and help your body out in these other areas as well. Dena, tell us a little bit about Massage Blend.
So I love our Massage Blend. We've used it a lot here, especially with my husband suffers with plantar fasciitis, and this is a wonderful blend for that. But in our spinal here, it is a combination of oils. So it is a blend. It has cypress, peppermint, marjoram, basil, grapefruit, and lavender. It's great for circulation. It's really good for neuropathy. So helping with neuropathy and respiratory support as well. So it's going to help us with just our lung support and respiratory support. And it's wonderful for muscles. So for muscle pain, muscle support, which in our back, we get a lot of tension especially. So it's wonderful for that, especially through massage. So putting it on our back here in this form is going to help us with all of those issues.
Yes, thank you so much. And I don't know about you, have you ever like coughed so much where your sides ache and you get like these spasms happening? Wonderful for all of those. All the oils in there are just so great for those muscles that are just overtaxed in that regard.
I always get that pain right between my shoulder blades when I have a cold or a cough. So this is wonderful to be applying it right there and to help relieve some of that.
Yes, thank you. Next, we have our respiratory blend. So this is a blend of laurel leaf. It has peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca or tea tree, lemon, cardamom, ravensara, and ravensara. So there's like 2 different ravensaras. And so the wonderful thing is it's great for all things across the board that have to do the respiratory tract. So all the things that we mentioned above that have to do with breathing, deep breathing, respiratory function, seasonal threats, works great for all of those things. And they put it all in a nice, wonderful blend for us. So if you did want to use a blend in between your spinals, this would be the one to actually use on a regular basis. Dena, tell us a little bit about rosemary oil.
So rosemary is great for gut health. It's also great for our hair. It supports hair growth. It's great for digestion. It's anti-inflammatory. It enhances our brain function, gives us mental clarity. It gives us neuroprotection. It's great for learning something new, and it gives us hormone balance. It reduces our stress, our blood sugar balance, and it also limits weight gain. So definitely using it is going to give us amazing benefits, respiratory, and so many more.
That is awesome. Thank you. And then we have eucalyptus. So one of our free oils for today, the BOGO. And eucalyptus is going to be amazing for anything to do with cold, flu, or sinus problems, as well as hair lice. So we're going to cut down on the amount of bugs and critters that are going to be, kind of living among us with that as well. Asthma support. Great for wounds on the skin or any kind of other skin problems. I love that it's great for also mental exhaustion. I mean, we've all experienced those times where we're just like so like I can't even think anymore, or I'm just so mentally exhausted. Maybe somebody in the family is not doing well, or worrying about them. That just causes a lot of that mental exhaustion, and this is such a great oil for that. It works great on joint discomfort as well as dental support. So if you've got issues with like dental care, you can also use a little bit of eucalyptus along the jawline, as well as using it on the spine for these spinals a few times a week. It also helps to evict intestinal germs. So Bugs and critters, wherever they are, whether they're living inside, outside, on top, whatever, they get served an eviction notice and say, you got to leave, you got to vacate the premises, you can't stay here, which is nice. Boot, get the boot. So great for stress relief and then also overall immune support as well. Dena, tell us a little bit about Melissa.
So yes, Melissa is one of our favorite oils. It's a lemon balm. It's amazing. We can use arbor vitae here if you don't have it, but what it does is help support the body during unfriendly cold or flu activity. It's great support when there's a nervous disorder present. It soothes inflammation. It calms inflammation, anxiety, nervousness, trauma, and shock. It helps us relieve spasms. It helps protect against threats like bacteria or virus activity. It may help reduce high temperatures. It supports healthy blood pressure. It's great for hormone support, especially for females during menstruation. It's just one of those oils that can do so much for you in so many different ways. And at this time, especially, with respiratory and viral issues, this is one of our top oils for helping us with that.
That is awesome. It's one of my most favorites. Mm-hmm. Don't go anywhere without it. I even have my Melissa's in a little spray bottle with some coconut oil on guard, just for that, respiratory support as well as viral support. So love that stuff. Next is spearmint. So spearmint aids in digestion, and it has a lot of antibacterial properties to it. It helps to support the respiratory system in many different ways. It also provides us with some hormone balance as well as circulatory support. So we're going to get better heart support, so things like blood pressure. If we want to help protect ourselves against like stroke and heart disease, this is a great oil to use for that on a regular basis. And then also to stress, and then you can even use it internally for freshening your breath as well. So it's just an amazing oil that we get today and get to free. So just awesome. Now,
and our other free oil though is, go with that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say lemons are other free oil, and it's actually awesome for the spinal, because after I give spinals to people, I always have them drink lemon and water. Mm-hmm. Because when we're getting all those oils on our spine and we're going through a spinal, it's really important to hydrate ourselves afterwards, because we want to get things moving through our body. So we want to get our body, we want things to move on out. So if it's helping us relieve toxins, inflammation, and all of that, then the lemon oil is an amazing way to do that. So lemon is a free one today. So you can put in your water, you can drink it. We drink it throughout the day. I have it in tea right now, and Dena has it in her water. It helps get those toxins out of our body. It's cleansing, and you also can clean with it. So it's amazing oil, but it's great to use after you have a spinal. Drink it and help yourself hydrate and get rid of the stuff that's your body's now trying to move out from the application of the spinal.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Yeah, lemon is fabulous. Just like with all your other citrus oils, they just provide that detoxification, which is so great for flushing out the cooties, the junk, the unwanted, unfriendlies that don't belong in the body. Just a great way to get rid of that. Thank you for sharing that. So now we also get asked the question, now how often am I going to want to do this spinal? For the maximum benefits, you're going to want to do this 2 to 3 times a week. You can train your kids, you can train your spouse, you can have a neighbor come by and you can train the neighbor, and then you can trade. There's so many different powerful ways that you can do this. If you absolutely, if you live in a bubble and there's nobody else near you, around you, or whatever, you can do this on yourself, on your feet, or along your spine on the parts that you can actually reach. So, you can kind of reach around your back and rub some of those oils down your spine. Either way is a great way to introduce the oils to get the benefits from these just amazing, precious oils, and have them at your fingertips to do, what you need them to do in your body, which is great. We've had some really, really amazing results with these. The first time I ever saw somebody get one of these respiratory spinals, they were suffering from COPD. So they had a lot of struggle with deep breathing, really barrel chested. Their chest doesn't really expand and contract like normal. It's kind of just stuck. And so really hard time squeezing those lungs and getting that air CO2 to kind of push out. Once they got these on a regular basis, the first one they got, they were just blown away at how well they could breathe. And then on a regular basis, the COPD started to regress back and they weren't having as difficulty breathing. So just an amazing way to utilize these essential oils in your home on a regular basis and having them at your fingertips.
Yes.
So now if you are someone who needs oils, like let's say you don't have any at all, or maybe you have an old account that's been, inactive for a while, reach out. We'd love to reconnect. Also too, if you really want to get in on this BOGO, this is only for today. So your order has to be placed by 11:59 Mountain Time. That means don't call at 11:59 and expect the BOGO. We won't have time to enter it all in, so reach out before that. Our numbers are here. I'm Dena Woulfe. I'm here with Dena Adams, and we would love to help you. If you don't have an already doTERRA representative helping you, we would love to be those people. If you do, reach out to the person who introduced you to essential oils and have them walk you through the process. If they don't know, reach out to one of us and we'll get you connected to the right people. We want to say thank you so much for being on here today. We appreciate you and all you do. We hope you stay well.
Stay well.